speaking of being an entrepreneur, because you're a fairly young man and you're the CEO and founder of a health company, what are some of the challenges of being an entrepreneur in the mental health care space?
Well, some of those, just like any other industry, is finding the right talent. And mental health is definitely hard to find enough talent and good talent that comes through. And in the environment that we're in, because there is a shortage, it's great for business. However, it also makes it hard to find enough people to be able to do what you need to do, and to be able to pay them the right salaries to be able to attract those
Right.
people. There's a small margin that comes through from what you can pay and what you're collecting and so forth. So I think that's one of the first challenges that comes out. The other challenges is definitely in anytime you're in healthcare is the amount of regulations that we have. Uh, it's an ever-changing environment. Like we were just talking about healthcare laws changing with telehealth. That's just one of the components that, you get with them. Insurances are always changing what they want. You know, all the records you have to have, which of course we use AZZLY that comes along with that, but making sure you have all those records and everything's compliant and it has everything that's in there, 42 CFR, you have to make sure it's in your consent, you have to have releases of information, you got to make sure, it just keeps going on and on. So I think that's kind of some of the challenges that come along with it. Is a lot of it in the healthcare industry is all the regulations you have and being able to mainly find talent that does a great job and does so where you can afford them. So for what the
Right.
reimbursement rates that you get, you get into billing, which we also use, the company there with AZZLY for our billing. And billing's another one. You got to make sure you're getting reimbursed. Otherwise, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Nice to do services, but if you're not getting paid, you're not going to keep anybody. You're not going to be able to, do those services for people.
You're in Indiana. Do you have plans to expand beyond that, or are you just wanting to be right there in that state and serving them?
No, we have plans to actually move on to other states. Actually, I was speaking with our COO last night, actually, Kimberly Heiser, and she had seen some legislation that actually just came up with Kentucky. Kentucky, of course, is one of our neighbors. I live in southern Indiana anyway. We actually have some providers that all have Kentucky licensing as well. It's probably the next place that we're going to end up going to soon. They just actually are enacting a new law that enables it where you don't have to technically be in the state and you're able to telehealth into the state and be able to charge and do your services there all throughout the state of Kentucky, which is a great benefit. Indiana is another one that I've heard that legislation that's coming through. Hopefully they get it signed. Is it cuts down our time for credentialing, which is right now to get a provider credentials about 4 months. So by the time you hire them, by the time you're actually able to bill, we're talking like 4 months, which is, that's a third of the year already gone after you
Yeah.
told somebody. So Indiana hopefully is going to be the pioneer in getting it where you get in there and they actually let you go ahead and start billing essentially right away once you submitted your applications, which will be a beautiful thing. And hopefully that'll be our new future, is being able to cut down all the red tape that comes along with it, of being able so that we're able to treat the disparity that's there. There's such a gap in care, and it isn't just Indiana, it isn't just Kentucky, it's throughout the United States. And being able to get the talent that we do have available and be able to move it throughout the United States with the technology that we have, I think is going to be able us to treat many more people that need it.